Welcome back, everybody. You can see I'm back on the road again. You know what that means? That's motorbike time. I'm off to Liverpool to go and pick up 2 motorcycles, one for restoration for a client. I don't usually do that, but wait till you hear what deal we struck. So here we are.
If I was younger, I'd still have this. I'd still keep it. When you started, you got to listen for the
primer.
The primer.
Yeah. It's got a real rumble, hasn't it? Gorgeous. Oh, can't wait to restore these two. Yeah. You see a 916 in front of you. That is part of the deal that I struck with the owner who wanted the Moto Guzzi restored back to factory. If you haven't seen that video, then do watch it. It's good fun and a very challenging project on its own. But here we are with a fantastic 916, which I couldn't believe was part of the deal. It was just something I could not turn away from. So here we are. It looks good from here, but if you get close to it, it's had some rough falls, and it needs a lot of work. And wiring, as you can see, is being cut, and some original old immobilizer systems on there which need to be sorted out. So let's get on with the restoration, and I hope you enjoy this series with me.
This is I reckon this is an immobilizer that someone's cut out.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's good and some of it is not so good.
Being clipped, well, it's actually snapped.
You can see all this has also been painted over.
That needs cleaning off. I think it's because it was corrosion, wasn't it? But it's nice, it's got some AN fittings on stuff. The fittings are in good nick.
Now, what could that be? So it sounds like a bag of spanners, but that could be because it's cold, and these 916s really do sound pretty with the dry clutch system. But let's have a look at these pretty damaged fairings, especially the lower parts. There's going to be a lot of work. I have to decide whether I'm replacing those or repairing them. But knowing me, I'm going to try and repair them and respray them. So I've started to work on this Ducati. I've had it about over a year now. So the time is to just start to do some of the small things that need to be done, like doing the fairings. As you can see here, I'm stapling them together, fixing these. I've decided to repair them rather than replace them because they've got all the wonderful original stamps on them. So if I can get them back to concourse again, that will be great. I've got the capability to be able to restore the paintwork back again. So I don't want to do a respray of this bike. I've decided this is one of those bikes that the value lives within the originality of the bike. There's a lot to be said for an original paintwork that was done in the factory at that time. So I'm going to be doing almost like you would assume fine art restoration work, where the touch-ups are very, very, very subtle, as opposed to doing a sort of a blast. So we've got to get our color match exactly right, get the blending right. So we're going to see if that's possible. I'm not sure that is. So wish me luck. The tank, let me show you, the tank is going off to get this sorted. I found a guy who's going to knock this back out. You can see there's been a little bit touch-ups of home paint, so that's going to have to be restored. But what I don't want to do is mess with this original finish, which includes the sort of raised surface of the decal, and there's a kind of what they call the golden decal, and if you can see it there, it's kind of a gold edge finish to it. So and it's original. I want to keep it original. The rest of the tank is fine, so let's just try and see if we can't restore this. But yeah, this is all just so original, but just so dirty. So you can see this, for example, these are not original. So we got to try and find what they were. So this is all wrong. You can see that down there is damaged. These are bits and pieces that came off the fairing, so a lot to do on this. But I look forward to doing this one. This is going to be fun. So this looks in really good condition. Great, good start. Start the repair process. As small as these fragments are, I'm going to try and resurrect them. One of the big things about Ducatis is the Monoposto. That's the one that most people would like to own if they're honest. They are the racing design, whereas the Bioposto, which is the two-seater, is a bit of a compromise. Let me take you through what I'm going to be doing with this Ducati. I have got the Bioposto Ducati 916, and although it's all original and its paperwork as a Bioposto, I don't want it to be a Bioposto anymore. I want the Monoposto. But I want to do the Monoposto correctly, as you well know I would do. That means that all the parts that I have to find for the Monoposto are rare, because people are swapping out their Biopostos to Monopostos all the time, so all the parts prices are really high. I have found some damaged parts which fits in with all the work that I'm doing on all the side panels for this bike, so that doesn't matter. So I managed to find a reasonable price original OEM part. So there's the Bioposto saddle, and that is the Monoposto saddle. So kind of sits up nice and high like that. Look what's just arrived. I've just fitted the Monoposto seat to it, which came separately. Just brilliant. This side is damaged very slightly. So this is a paint job. There's no fracturing there at all. This is original, so I'm going to try and save the decal if possible, but it might not be. There's some damage to those. On both sides they're a little bit scuffed, so that's going to have to be sorted out. And this one is missing. So a bit of work to do. But what would it be if we didn't have any work to do? There'd be no fun. Yes! So this side's done. Now the issue that I'm finding is that the front side, the side that I didn't really want to staple, does produce little cracks when I bend them. Can you see them? See them? Just look there when I... Now we can't have that obviously with paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now staple this side as well so we can lock it down from both ends. There isn't a lot of material, so we'll have to see how we go. The staples are good. There's now all these little holes and things. Now I'm not going to use a Bondo because this is flexible and Bondo is not to a point. So I'm going to use epoxy coating to this, which will certainly adapt and is closer to the plastic than Bondo is, and much tougher. So it becomes a plastic in the end, which is what we want if we're doing a proper repair. So here, building up all the screw holes that were ripped through, and I'll set in that position. Here's extreme layups of epoxy because there were so many holes. So there we are. Let's see if that works. I'm going to start building up this panel. I'm taking some bits of KTM and I've just cut a recess in there, so I'm going to build this first part up. Okay, so now I've filled all those plastic cavities with KTM orange. You see here all the staples in the various positions. So I'm just filling them with epoxy now. So we're going to put a filler on, paint filler, which will then fill up any tiny little voids that I've missed. We'll see. So Marek, you've sprayed a self-leveling primer onto what I've just prepared.
Yeah.
So what is your advice to this now? Obviously I've still got little pinholes and stuff, and I see you put some black on this. How do we tidy up these fairings properly to get them painted?
Well, take a light block, 400 degrees wet and dry.
400, yeah?
Yeah, and start with that very gently. You'll level, so because I sprayed a mist of black on it, when you sand,
yeah,
whatever's white, then you know that's leveled. Okay, so it kind of helps you really to see where you're going under or over.
So that's why you put the black on.
Yeah, yeah. And then if you go through, it's fine because we can just put another really thin layer of primer once it's all leveled. And then we'll spray that as a wet and wet system. So we spray one layer of primer after half an hour. We just put the colors on, and yeah, it'll be easy.
first coat of, well, finished coat.
Yeah.
Problem gone. Just need to polish them and polish these because these we're not painting.
Like new. Right?
You should be my restoration now. All this work you're doing.
Well, I am.
Right, so this is the next phase. We just leveled that back because we realized that the lacquer that was used on this is a little duller. So although it's the same color, the lacquer layer is the issue. What Marek is going to do is he's going to tint the lacquer layer, the final coat, with a tiny bit of black, and just should bring that color down so we got a closer match, because it's a little bit too bright. It probably was originally like this, but it's an old bike and it would have changed over time. So
We put a black tint and a yellow tint on it just to match these panels. So that kind of really finishes it all nicely.
I can't believe this is the same panels.
Yeah, no, perfect.
Let's see. I'm all excited. Oh, it's going to be this one. That's what you say. It's good. Oh my word. Look at that, people. Skills. How long do you wait for these things to dry? Even I know you use a 2-pack that's a hardener based paint.
Yeah.
How long before it's really nice and cured?
It takes about 3 to 6 months. But I mean, give it a week, it'll be tough enough.
Okay.
Tough enough to try and assemble it and all that stuff.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, babe.
The next is to take the front panel off, and then we're going to put the white front section with the gold stripes on to match the tail. So Marek, you do my restorations now. I'm the executive director of...
No, I do my restoration.
This is your bike. Okay.
Just fill in the little chips. There's quite a few of them.
So these are the original stripes. These are the replicated stripes. I mean, indistinguishable really. So yeah, original red paint with a white front and the gold. So this is now, all the panels are now completed. And there's the Ducati, pretty much. Just gonna let that cure for a day or so in the spray booth. And then we can roll this bike onto the stand and start to work on it.